And we are back on another edition of Inside Michigan Recruiting with one of the top prospects in the class of 2027. You heard me right. The only player from the class of 2027 in this week's edition of Inside Michigan Recruiting. We're going to cover. I think we maybe covered one 2027 recruit this year. No, two. So this is the third 2027 guy this year and only one on camera. Haven't done any guy on camera. So this is a first. Trae Taylor. So how you doing, Trae?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing great, man. You know what I've been impressed by? Just watching you from afar, seeing you do your thing. This is a testament not only to you, but to your parents. Your maturity, man. I don't know if you've heard that before.
Yes, I have. Thank you.
There's a maturity about you, a presence about you that you have to have. And it's fitting because you got to have that at quarterback, right? So how has that been for you, being a young guy, having to lead a team?
So far, it's been really good. You know, I feel like it's kind of came more natural than I thought it would. And it really didn't have to be forced. It's kind of more so just get to know them and let your teammates get to know you. And that's how easy it kind of got the ball rolling.
So give me an idea. I mean, so leadership is a skill.
Right.
You learn it. Who have you learned that from? Who are you picking that how to lead up from?
I feel like one person that has really helped me with that is Bryce Underwood. As far as learning how to kind of stay positive in tough situations. And then another person is Donovan Dooley, my quarterback coach, and then my parents also. But, I mean, I would say those are the three big ones. But, like, the one that really, like, would rip into me and be all over me is Samaj Morgan, the senior. He would be like, "Hey, dog." You need to fix this, dog, and next thing you know, it's fixed. So he's the one that really taught me how, like, when you need to get into somebody, you can really get onto them. So,
man, that was a great impression. That was a great impression for sure. All right, so you named a few different people.
Yep.
Give me some of the things you picked up from Bryce.
Bryce is more so just how to hold yourself around people, especially with having such a big name, and still being able to just walk around like a normal person and not being like Hollywood to other people. So definitely Bryce has helped me with that, and it's helped translate with the teammates. They realize that I'm just another guy on the team.
Well, I mean, look, you talk about a guy he's done it. He's walked that walk.
Right.
As a young guy with all these accolades and all these offers, same thing. So he's done what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
So a good guy to get it from, and then a guy he's worked with, Donovan Dooley.
Right.
So give me some of the things you've taken from Coach Dooley.
So Coach Dooley, he's really just taught me kind of, you got to have a reason why. Like, if you're being a leader with your teammates, you can't get on somebody and not know why. And then you also got to be able to take that type of criticism back, and not just be a, what's the word I'm looking for? More of a wannabe leader instead of actually leading, because it comes like there's two sides of a story. So I feel like he's really helped me with that, and as far as knowing what my why is, so I can always have a reason, like this is what you need to do, and like this is why, instead of just saying this is what you need to do, not understanding like why he needs to do it.
All right, and then before all of them, before Maj, before Bryce, before Dooley, it starts with mom and dad.
Yeah. So with them, it's more just respect and knowing how to show respect while I'm trying to be a leader, and not, just digging into somebody and just being a complete.
I got you. Yeah.
But I feel like the respect and kind of has started me with that leadership role, and that's how you have to start off with every type of conversation, and it needs to start with respect.
Right. So now the other piece of this, so leadership is a learned trait. It's something that's encouraged and nurtured. Staying humble is too. And as a young kid with 25 offers?
Yep.
it does take some people around you like, hey, Trae, you still Trae.
Right.
Who does that for you?
Definitely Dad. He'll always tell me, and I've got some funny stories, but and I'll share one. But he always tells me that, he'll be my biggest hater, because he's like, you got a whole lot of fans, but I'm not one of them. Mm-hmm. But I've had some bad throwing sessions, and for every offer I get, we get a little pennant and we put it up on a wall. And I had a bad throwing session. I go upstairs and he's looking at me. He's like, if you throw like that again and you keep throwing like that, this is gonna be the only pennant you ever get. Mm-hmm. And that's just a reminder of him saying, like, you can't just think that because what you have right now is gonna stay. So, and it's making sure I continue to work hard. So I feel like that's the, mm-hmm. end all be all of who really pushes me.
No doubt. I feel that. Clearly, though, it's not just hype. These coaches, they see that you can put it down. Michigan has seen that. I want to know what you see in Michigan. You have been around, you've worked out, you've been on campus. Give me your impressions of Michigan.
I feel like it's more of like a family type of situation there. And especially with me knowing so many people there from the past and now, seeing how obviously they went through some big changes this past offseason, but with Coach Campbell and Coach Synagoga, Coach Moore, even though a lot of the guys have left, they've still been the same, and it's always a good time getting around them. And now I'm starting to be able to not only build that connections with them, but the recruits that they're having on campus there too, and be able to not only focus on getting recruited, but also being a recruiter. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's been one really, really big thing with Michigan, and them having that trust in me at such a young age is also a very big key factor.
So what about Coach Campbell?
Right.
Getting to work with him and getting to know him. Give me your thoughts on Coach Campbell.
Getting to work with Coach Campbell has been like amazing so far. He's definitely taught me some stuff as far as eyes and where to put my eyes on certain routes and timing. Definitely has pushed me with some throws. Like last year at the BBQ, I was here, and there were some throws that I struggled with, and we actually ended up inputting them into my offense, and I had to work on that throw. And so I've been able to like work on that throw, and now it's one of my stronger throws. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of helped me explore throws and situations that have put me in like hard situations that you usually don't find yourself in a whole lot, working out by yourself. So he's definitely brought different pieces of my game out, mm-hmm. which has been really good.
So what is he like as a, you gave me the sort of the technical aspects of things, as a kind of a quarterback coach and a quarterback teacher. How's he to relate to? How's he to, as a not necessarily a father figure because you got a dad,
right.
but a guy that you can connect with is like a friend and mentor type.
Right. He's been amazing. So I know that within the 24-hour range, I can shoot him a text of when I'm going to be on campus. I can shoot him a text, and he responds right away. So that's always a good thing, because that goes to show that not only is he like looking out for me if I ever need him while I'm going to be on campus, but it also shows that he's got interest, and it's not just a thing where it's kind of been, mm-hmm. You have the offer, but, you're not our main goal. So that's always a good thing. But when I get on campus, it feels like just like another uncle, like a distant uncle. Mm-hmm. So we pick up where we left from the first place.
I got you. All right. So I don't know if you feel this. This is my observation more broadly when it comes to recruiting. It feels like with quarterback recruiting specifically, the pace is quickened.
Yes.
All of these schools are recruiting 2 classes ahead now. It's like, they got their 25. Now they have their 26s
right.
done. And so it's actually not early to have your 27 offers out, because I think Michigan they maybe have like 5 or 6 offers in the 27 class, but they're like all the quarterbacks.
Right.
Because their 26 class, their 26 quarterback is committed. And so I'm curious if you feel that, not just with Michigan, but if you feel that with all these, if you have 25 offers, maybe that's going on at all these other schools too, where they're getting their 26 quarterback recruiting done. And yeah, they're on the 27 quarterback recruiting too. Are you feeling that?
It's not more so pressure because it's all I've known. Like, you commit pretty early as well, what's early nowadays. So it's not a whole lot of pressure. It's just once you commit, you got to realize that you got to recruit. And yeah, I mean, a lot of schools are having their 26s already. Like Michigan has Brady Hart, which I was fortunately able to work out with him today. But, at the end of the day, I feel like if you want to have a good team around you, you got to do what you have to do and figure out your situation, especially going back to like that leadership part. You got to be that first person to take that step to then convince other kids to, like, let's go.
Yeah, so that's real. So that kind of speaks to one of the questions I was going to ask you. So, big picture, what does your timeline look like? Is it, start of your junior year, end of your junior year? What does a decision timeline look like for you?
My goal, and this can always change, is to be committed before the start of my junior year. So I have about a year left because I'm going into my sophomore year right now. So the goal is beginning of junior year, but stuff could happen, change along the way. So, but right now the goal is before my junior year.
So let's lay out the criteria, not talk about schools as much as we talk about the factors that it's going to lead you to the right school. So what would those factors be?
First thing is like a good education as far as academics. A lot of coaches nowadays, they're telling you got to like the school. What if you get hurt? And let's say football went away, you got to like the school for the school. So I would say academics, and then also just like the people around me outside the football team. Am I going to be put in a situation where I'm going to like where I'm at? Another thing is going to be the position coach, and as far as a quarterback and OC. So does their scheme on the offense fit me, and do I see myself being successful in it? And then the last thing I would say is the personnel around me, and what I mean by that is as far as not only skill set, but also how are they just as people, because now getting to be around a lot of these colleges, you get to see a lot of the kids and see what they're like with you right now. So if there's if there's going to be an incoming freshman next year, like I could be on that team with him. So I got to see like how is he treating me? How are we going to connect and bond? Because eventually we'll be on the same team. So I feel like those would be the big factors for me.
Yeah, man. Wow. To be able to lay all that down, and how old did you say you are?
15.
15 years old. You got a lot figured out as far as what you're looking for in a school. Now, you've been a lot of places.
Yep.
What places haven't you been that you want to get out to?
I mean, there's obviously a lot of schools that I would like to see, but you gotta show interest in the schools that are showing interest into you. So, if they don't want to take the time to reach out, then there's no need for me to force myself into a situation.
I got you. So as you dig deeper into the schools that are showing interest, like Michigan specific right now, one of the things, and I talked to the other guys about this, is people talk about their scheme and how much they throw the football, how much they don't throw the football. Have you looked at that? Have you talked to them about that? Is that something they've addressed with you?
Right. So obviously, that's a big thing that people question with Michigan football. And I believe that the run game opens up the pass game. So if you have a strong run game, which they do, the pass game is just going to open up. And, if a lot of people can't see that, then, I feel like they aren't right for me either. But obviously, do I want to throw the football? Yes. But run game opens up the pass game. So we got to be able to run the football to throw the football. And then eventually the pass game is going to open up the run game. So, I mean, it's a little bit of both ways. But, I mean, it's never something that has been like, oh, thrown me off of Michigan, let alone. Like, nah. I know that they throw the football.
I got you. All right. So now as we look ahead to this sophomore campaign, it's hard to believe I'm talking to a sophomore because you don't sound like a sophomore. That's why I say that. Take me through this season. What are some of the bigger games that we need to keep an eye out for?
I would say my first game, just kind of keep an eye out for that. I would say that's like a coming out party. I finally get to show everybody who I am, because I know there's a lot of doubters and whatnot, but like that first week, I have something to show for. And then, honestly, like I'm gonna say all season, because there's not like a certain game I would say you need to watch this. No, like each game's gonna show you a little bit of something different about me. And I feel like with that being said, I just like kind of who's in the way. That's just how it is for me. And, I'm excited to get it started.
Damn. Yeah, man, impressive, to say the least. I get it. I get what these coaches see. I get what the buzz is about and what the fuss is about. You have together, and like I said when we started, the maturity that everyone talks about comes beaming through. My very, very last question to you to round things out will be about Michigan. What do you like most about the Wolverines at this moment? What do you still wonder the most about? What do you still need to find out the most about as far as Michigan is concerned?
What I like most about, I'll start off with your second question. What I want to figure out more about Michigan is how are they going to handle this new schedule? A lot of people say last year with the old Big Ten, the really only games they played, Ohio State and Penn State. Well, now we're going to get to see them play Texas, Oregon, USC, Ohio State, so a bunch of 4 teams that are like the real deal. So I'm interested to see how they handle the new adversity and, attack these different teams, especially with Texas now being the SEC and Oregon, SC, and Ohio State also in the Big Ten. But, like, these are teams I got to see year-round now. So I'm interested to see how they attack that. That'd be my only big wonder, because it can't be the same offense. You got to change it a little bit because it's different personnel. So I want to see how that looks. And then one thing I really like about Michigan is every time I come, whether it's a camp or it's like me getting to get on campus today, you meet somebody new. And when you meet them, like you're really connected to them. And that's always a good thing, whether it's a recruit. Like it could be somebody you really didn't even know, but now you have like a different connection. So like today was my first day. I really got to work with Brady Hart and got to really talk to him and see his thought process. And now like that's a connection I'll have. So I feel like with Michigan, it's always something new, and it keeps you on your toes a little bit, which is always a good thing.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to be checking for you this year, Trae. Every game, like you said, because every game is going to be something to see. And I believe you. So good luck this year. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll be checking for you the whole time, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Trae Taylor. Thanks for watching another edition of Inside Michigan Recruiting.